I do not. In my community in Newcastle, this is what happened. We had local taxis, they call them Apela. The local taxis basically is almost like our Bolt or Uber, you might say. So we had the local taxis, right? The local taxis were different from the usual Quantum's big taxis in a sense that the local taxis don't go to town. Only the big taxi associations obviously have the right to take people to town, and the local taxis would take people only locally and drive them around, never take them to town, for an example. And then all of a sudden, local taxis have their own issues too that's led to this. I must admit that, such as people were now kidnapping people or something like that. There were those type of issues. But the taxi association chose to just stop that shit. They stopped the local taxis. So now there's no operation for local taxis. So if you want to go around locally, you need to take the same taxi as someone who's going to town. And that has caused a lot of problems, because one, the big taxis don't go drop you at home. You cannot ask them to do the same function as a local taxi. But grannies during pensions and what's not, they've had issues, dog. Issues and issues, because there's no taxi that's going to come and pick them up at home. They have to walk and go to the main stop where the big taxis can go and get them. And people just, for whatever reason, people just succumb to that and just take that shit. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Like, what happened to SA, dog? Like, people just accept that. That's, okay, now it's like that. They get beaten, Then people start stopping staffs. You cannot lift people when you go to work now. Huh? I cannot go lift my colleague when we're going to work. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't get those things, dog. How are we letting this go so far? So, but what I liked, actually, I enjoyed this news. When I saw this article, I'm going to read this, actually, because when I saw this, I was like, that's the South Africa I know. When I saw this, I was like, that's the South Africa I know. Taxis set alight in Spaza, Northwest. Members of the community became angry after taxi drivers stopped vehicles with more than 3 occupants on their way to work, forcing them to use their taxis. Can you imagine that? That's good for them. They banned their taxis. Like, what the fuck? They stop people because they have more than 3 people in the car. Now we cannot take our friends in with our own cars because they're supposed to take your taxi. I don't know, bro. Like, how, bro? How does it even make sense? How, dog? It's one thing if someone is operating and working and in a sense that they are taking like the taxi owners' jobs or like work and taxi drivers' jobs. I mean, it's one thing. I cannot go with my car in the hood. Boop boop. I'm taking people now. Yeah, I would deserve a whooping if I did that. I would deserve a whooping. But it cannot be like this. That taxis now all of a sudden own South Africans. They started beating up truck drivers for lifting hikers, and then they changed. They started beating up everyone now for having more than 3 people. Can you imagine you have more than 3 people in your car? They come with their security companies. They stop you, ask you questions with the people that you have in your car. Are they police now? Like, what? Like, but everyone just does whatever they feel like. Like, what happened to the law? What happened to the constitution? What happens to choice? What happens to those things? And then there's this paza shop thing. Like, bruh, I don't... South Africans are guys, bruh. There is no fucking ways you can come to China, open your own fucking Spaza shop and not be registered officially with the government and not pay tax. No ways. I bet my life on that shit. You can't. Here, I will never. Where? You're gonna hire a spot. Here, open your own Spaza shop and not be registered, la? Bro, never, la. These ones will take you to jail, bro. These ones will deal with you. Here, only in SA. Only in SA. Kids are dying now because of the food in the Spaza shops. Huh? Kids are dying, bro. Like, what's going on? Spaza shops, food, expired goods. Yo, like, it's an issue. We have this issue now with Spaza shops. It's an actual thing that people are dying. Kids are dying for buying on Spaza shop. I just read another article. A 10-year-old. How old is that kid? But it's a young kid, actually. Let me check this article. It's been happening. Yeah, 10-year-old. 10-year-old. A 10-year-old girl, right? The Alexandra community is in turmoil following the tragic death of a 10-year-old who reportedly died after consuming what is suspected to be contaminated food from a local Spaza shop. Like, it's a thing. You know, foreigners coming to SA or opening their own spots, selling fake things, fake cold drinks in. Oh, by the way, I made a decision when I was in South Africa that I am not buying shit like cold drink, especially in a fucking Spaza shop. Nigga, you put the real Coca-Cola here or the real whatever drink that you're drinking and put the one that you buy at Spaza shop. 2 different colors, same flavor, bro. 2 different colors, same flavor. That's the life in SA. People just come there, do whatever they want, get away with it. This still just shocks me, to be honest with you. It still shocks me. I just do not understand how and like when did we get here in SA where this is a thing that happens to South Africans, bro. But again, it's been a build-up as a country. It's been a build-up, long time coming as a country that we're gonna get here. It's like we don't have our shit together. We don't in SA. We don't have our shit together, bro. We don't get it, dog. We don't, bro. Like we just don't get it. And my biggest issue is where we fail to get the basics as a country. Like I don't get it. Like these issues that I'm talking about now are basic things. You know, I'm thinking like here, the transport system here, like in China, for an example, it's totally different thing than a SA. A different thing. A transport system is serving the community and the people to travel from point A to point B. It's not about someone making monies and business as much as it is in SA, whereby taxi associations will feel entitled to South Africans. It's not the same thing. The arrangement is not the same. There are trains everywhere. In South Africa, taxi owners in Newcastle were burning buses for using the same lane as them from using the same route as them because they were taking too many people from them. They burned buses from taking certain routes. Okay, fine. They burned buses from also using certain time to when they're taking people to work because they're taking into their pockets. Can you imagine that, bro? Like a competition, it will be like banned and killed because people were taking buses because they cannot afford your taxi, dog. Now people have to be beaten for that. And buses need to be burned to the ground because Transnet buses were taking people to work, taking money. And people right now, my friends who are working back home, they're taking a bus. They're using a smart card to go to work because it's reasonable and affordable by a huge margin. Not even close, by a huge margin. If, for an example, I take a bus and I spend 700 rand a month to go to work versus a taxi, which is like close to being 2 times that. Like, why will people take your taxi?